Hi there, Libras, and welcome to your September career reading. Um, Alrighty there, Libras. So your career reading for September, okay? We're starting off with this beautiful Empress energy, okay, Libras? So you're really channeling this Empress energy this month. Uh, okay. So I have to say that when you're asking yourself, like, what is going on this month? I'm not sure. I don't understand. So, your current situation, I feel like, has a lot to do with the Empress and the perfect success with the Ten of Cups. Okay, so you want perfect success. You want this rainbow. You want the Ten of Cups. You want to be celebrating under the rainbow with your um, loved ones or, your husband and your kids, whatever, your pets. But this Empress energy is so strong that it's like you're really like focusing on like making sure you're like the like epitome of like the perfect wife or mother or caregiver, or you're doing your job like exceedingly well. So the Empress is an interesting card when it comes to this, right? Let's see. Empress energy. So the Empress is the archetype of the mother. Your passion is the blueprints to your magic, okay? So a baby's cry echoes through the silent wood. This haunting sound tempts the shadow witch to peer around a mammoth tree and lock eyes with a reclining figure dressed in a red gown with a hand resting on her belly. The Empress expresses every creative urge bursting forth inside of you. The Empress guides you in creating and inventing your life. She is the expression of your talents. Her urge to expand and unfold is as primal as sex. This is why she is the most sensual card of the deck. Yeah, thank you, sweetie. The Empress reflects activity and brilliance. Yeah. She is pulsating, breathing world of energetic expansion and beatific connection. She is pure creative expression of the ever expanding universe in human form. The Empress contains a passionate energy to create and destroy life. She is the insanity driving an artist to the brink of madness. As the mother archetype, she bears the burden of societal fantasy, for mothers are expected to be all things to all creatures. The Empress pregnancy is metaphorical. It conveys birthing an idea, project, or person into the world. She rests upon a witch's hand, a tree trunk with finger branches. A witch's hand is a powerful gathering point of magic and energy. Hands are the creative portal of the body, fashioning all things, from food to invention, love and gesture, contact and caress. Bats hang upside down as representation of dormant potential soon to awaken within you. The Empress red dress aligns with menstruation, the membrane of life. She is a doorway, the threshold through which the birth waters of the High Priestess flow. The Empress. Okay, hold on a second. Okay. The Empress's red dress aligns with the menstruation, the membrane of life. She is a doorway, the threshold through which the birth waters of the High Priestess flow. The Empress takes the High Priestess blueprint into the reality of it's alright, sweet, into the reality of the physical world. The Empress siphons the inner sanctum of the High Priestess out into the macrocosm of sensual formation. The sign of Venus is inside the heart of love. She is sex appeal, ambition, and above all things, unbounded passion. The Empress appears in a reading to remind you of your powers of invention and imagination. Your passions and intuitions are the clues to unfolding mystery of you. The universe supports all creative action. Manifest your visions and make the world a more beautiful place while living the life of your dreams. And that's your dream, right? The Empress's dream is the Ten of Cups. That's her dream come true, right? And this, in your case, for your career, it would be like, to be where you want to be in your career, like, um, at the highest point there is of, being a leader and someone who is very well respected in your career field. Okay, so the mother figure creation, artistic ability, soft, gentle, nurturing touch, reinvention and expression, confidence and the abundance of the soul, fertility and birth, sensorial pleasure and earthly delights, stepping in tune with seasonal change, displaying natural abundance in all things, the nurturing of self expression and potential. Okay. And that's what you're doing, right? It's like you're nurturing like a teacher. You go from student to teacher, right? At some point in your life, when it comes to your career. Um, so a mentor, right? And there's this famous quote here, from Star Wars Episode 5, The Emperor Strikes Back. And Luke says, "What's in there?" And Yoda replies, "Only what you take with you." Right? So what are you taking into this situation with you in your career? You're taking your Empress energy, all that you've learned from mothering, nurturing. Maybe you're a mom and you're going back to work for the first time in like forever. Maybe you are a single mom who works like 3 freaking jobs, and you're not getting the pay raise you deserve, or you're not getting the title you deserve, and you're asking for the title and the pay increase. Maybe you want to take some time off. Like, there are so many different levels to this. Or maybe the mother can be seen as the teacher, right? Is teaching the younger generation, or your employees or coworkers a thing or two, right? So there's all these different meanings here, but basically it's like you're creating this artistic ability, right? You're creating this beautiful thing. um, and the shadow self here is destroying the hopes and dreams of another. Okay, you don't want to do that, right? That's the opposite of a motherly empress nurturing energy, right? It's destroying somebody else's dreams and their hopes. Unsupportive attitude, thoughtless words, jealousy over another's success, hating on others' good fortune because you do not believe in your own power, abusing motherly power. Yeah, I feel like you're nurturing, loving, motherly energy. Libra is coming through here because you're um I feel like you're trusting yourself, and you're knowing like what a good, loving, nurturing mother would kind of be like. So um there is that sense that you're siphoning the inner sanctum of the high priestess and out into the macrocosm of central formation. So the high priestess is, what it looks like when you're trusting your intuition and you're listening to yourself and then manifesting that into reality. So inner channeling, okay. And then, it's the situation, I feel like, is that you have to trust yourself. I trust the wisdom within. You have to trust the high priestess within you. Okay, you have to trust in your intuition. Okay, here, in order for the Empress energy to manifest. Okay, and we also have the Temperance, balance, patience, moderation, harmony, serenity. Okay, so the answer to whatever difficulty you might be facing right now is like, should you apply for the new job, right? Are you going to get the new job or not? We don't know. I don't know if you're going to get the job or not, but you have to at least try, right? You have to at least apply yourself. You at least have to want something, right? And try first. So the answer is yes, at least try. Because you're going to feel better knowing that you at least tried. Now there's imbalance, excessive recklessness, and hastiness with numerology, and that 14 reduces to 5. The number 5 represents change in options. The Hierophant is the other card that is a number 5. So if you're into numerology, that might bring some significance to you. But I feel like more or less it's about you realizing your true potential, okay? And like balance and harmony can come into fruition. I'm not sure. It can come true. Your dreams can come true if you so believe in that. Because there's also the equinox, the balancing of the scales, Libra. You have a heart on one side and you have a feather on another, right? So I wouldn't let your emotions cloud your judgment, or I wouldn't let the emotions of another cloud your judgment. I think that whatever messages that you're meant to receive, as far as your career is concerned, are just going to be helpful in knowing like where you're at and where you need to go from now. So if you don't get a response right away, like you got the job, right? You got hired, whatever it is the case may be with your career. I just think it's like, because the timing, it's not saying like, oh, you don't deserve it. It's just saying like it's coming, like you're increasing your possibilities of that dream of getting employed coming true, or getting that specific job title coming true, or getting that specific raise coming true. So you don't have to like put so much pressure on yourself to where like, oh well, am I out of balance, and am I should I like, I'm working so hard but nothing's coming. It's like maybe it's time to take a step back and be like, okay, I'm not going to work today. Today I'm going to take a day off and self-care and self-love, nurture that Empress energy, nurture myself, mother myself, give myself that break it needs. So there's all of these different like waves of emotion, the equinox here, but it's all about balance and harmony here. Okay. And I do see a gentleman coming through, the gentleman. So this could play significantly, it could be you could have a male boss, or maybe, your partner is someone who really supports you, and maybe you need to, take some time off with um, work. Even maybe your career is like doing so well, and now you can take a little bit of time off to yourself to hang out with your friend. I don't know, but let's find out more about this. So there's a lot going on, Libra. Okay, magical gift. Yes, your magical gift here, Libra, is your Justice card. And this is the card of Libra, Justice. Your magical gift is you, Libra. Justice here. Okay, so, and there's the balancing of the scales again. Okay, it's like work-life balance for you this month of September. It's finding that balance, right? It's knowing like when you're working, it's like, ooh, take the time to take some time off. Okay. So there's your Justice card. All right, so let's take a look here at the Justice card. So we have here Justice. Okay. Justice is the archetype of the law. What you do to others, you do to yourself. The Shadow Witch set the wheel of fortune spinning and now moves through the wood with crystal clear intention. The hermit has explained karma to the witch. The hermit revealed that karma is the infused magic of responsibility, that which keeps universal order. What we put out in the world is what comes back to us. This is how each of us determines our fate and sets the course for our destiny. The Shadow Witch was told to find justice, and she recognizes the scales of balance. Justice traditionally reflects the glue of law and order with social, moral, ethical, and safety codes. Justice takes on a deeper meaning inside the dark wood. It is the moment of personal truth. The work and effort you put into a project or situation is what is returned to you. Justice allows no shortcuts, lies, or deception. She holds the sword of truth. It will see the heart of the matter and the tenor of all souls. And on this scale for the equinox, you have the heart and the feather. Okay? So that is the heart of the matter. That is your truth. That is you speaking your truth. And your feather, I feel like, in the olden days, they would write with a quill or a feather. So maybe you're writing law. Maybe you're writing a new story or a new chapter to something like a whole new beginning that has to do with bringing justice to the Empress and bringing justice to perfect success and bringing that into harmony and into balance. And you even have temperance here, which is all about harmony and balance. And justice brings temperance. So you are bringing balance to an imbalanced situation. Let's see. 2 kneeling maidens are blindfolded. They can remove their blindfolds once they claim their role and responsibility for their actions, thoughts, and choices, bringing them to justice's feet. Those who integrate justice lessons will act with integrity and become free. We show up for ourselves, our desires, and for other people. The universe responds by greeting us with new possibilities and hidden delights. Meaning, work and effort, karma, the witch's rule of 3. The energy you put out returns to you 3 times over. The power of 3. I love saying that. The power of 3. Taking responsibility, doing the right thing, even if it is tough, scary choice. Showing up when you would rather avoid the situation. Doing right by yourself, facing the truth, owning up. Shadow, considering yourself above people, places, and things. Using your story to become a martyr. Judging yourself harshly and shaming others to feel better about yourself. It's all right, sweetie. Speaking ill of others and spreading malicious gossip, pleasure, and humiliation. Yeah, I don't think that's you, Libra. I don't think you get pleasure in humiliating others. However, though, you do have a little bit of that, on the shadow empress side, which is like, somebody who is not mature and is not nurturing and is not loving and kind of is a little bit like conceited or thinks that like, the world has to work or operate a certain way. But like, but that's really not what I see here for you. But I see that like that could be something that happens within your field of work, and that could be something that kind of inhibits or it kind of prohibits you from being able to balance things out and get the justice you deserve because you're dealing with, a shadow empress. So that could be, a boss or coworkers or something along those lines that is not really a team player, is not somebody they like, it's their way or the highway. Even when you're working in a team or collaborating with others, it's like you're all artists, right? You're all working together. Here's the perfect example. um, there's on YouTube, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of YouTube tarot card readers. And they all have their own unique style and their own unique way of explaining tarot and telling the stories and reading oracle cards, tarot cards, angel cards. There's so many different variations. And every single tarot card reader has their own unique gifts and their own unique purpose. You're not going to match and align with every single tarot reader because you might have different views on the world and how to interpret tarot cards. But there's going to be that very, small, like niche group that gets you, right? And that applies not just, I'm using tarot card reading as an example because I read tarot cards, but there could also be, there's different styles to people and their work and how they work. And so when you're collaborating and working with others, you might team up with someone who totally gets you and like totally can mesh well with you, and you guys can totally work together and come out with a beautiful, successful, like chef's kiss plan, right? And project, and it'll come to completion, and it'll be amazing and beautiful and perfect. But you could also be teamed up with someone who's the opposite of you and does not share in the same values or ethics as you, and you don't mesh well, and there's could be some conflict from that. So how do you use your magical gift of bringing justice to a situation in order to get what you need, the mission completed, right? So if you're trying to look for a raise, but you're matched up with, a reverse empress or a reverse justice card or a reverse temperance, then, or maybe all three, power of three, right? That is going to cause some conflict, obviously, because you're trying to accomplish something and you're dealing with um, very different energies that are not meshing well with you and not collaborating well with you. So there's this beautiful Queen of Swords energy here that can definitely help this situation, I think. And also we have using your magical gift. So let's take a look here at the Queen of Swords and see what the Queen of Swords says. So this is the articulator. Yeah, it's how you articulate things. The witty Queen of Swords knows the pen is mightier than the sword. Her butterflies are symbols of transformation and the spiritual world. On their migratory path, monarchs use the Earth's jet stream to cross continents. Your thoughts and words move quickly. Words craft a wicked magic. They inform how you feel while affecting the feelings, opinions, and emotions of others. She is mature feminine energy, a person who uses brain power to gather the best of any situation. Her broad experience seeks truth. She is you. It's all right, sweetie. When you've said exactly what was on your mind with no reservations. She can cut to the heart of the matter without seeming curt. Her sense of humor is witty and direct. She is found on mountain peaks, on windy beaches, and dramatic landscapes where earth meets sky. Articulate, mature female who expresses thoughts and ideas without reservation. Quick-witted, pointed, and searing. Gift of language and expression. A fabulous conversationalist with the ability to speak to anyone, anywhere, in any situation. Okay, so that's kind of like how you're going to deal with these people, because remember, they're not balanced. They're not, they don't understand patience. They don't understand moderation. They don't understand harmony and serenity. So you kind of have to bring that to the situation, and you can do that by being like Queen of Swords here. It can be that, and then you can be quick-witted and things like that and sharp and to the point. And the Justice card, there's two women here that are tied to justice. So I feel like your cause is the same as this other person, but you both want justice, but maybe you do it a certain way and this other person does it another way, and you still want the same outcome, but it's just two different approaches. Okay, so using your Queen of Swords energy is going to help you with that, dealing with that, because it might seem illogical or like irrational to deal with a situation according to someone else. But when you're in a work environment or you're on a collaborating on a project or something together, it's like you kind of have to you kind of have to work with them for the time being until things get resolved, and then you can move on. You don't have to work with them anymore, which is a nice thing. But we all have to, not everyone is, a team player. Not everyone is a leader. But you still need to learn those skills in order to be successful. And that's the curve. That's the learning curve, right? That's the pivot, is you don't necessarily, we're not all necessarily born with leadership things, or we're not all necessarily born with team building things, skills or whatever. But if we learn them, we don't always have to use them in every situation. But when the situation comes up where we're like, oh, this is one of those moments where I have to pivot, and I have to learn how to be, it's all right, sweetie. I have to learn how to be a team player. I have to learn how to be a leader in this situation, or in this situation, I have to learn to be a follower, right? So a team player, right? So it's all about learning these different skills along the way through life, and um, being successful once you've learned those skills. And yeah, your personality is going to come out, and you're like, oh, great, this is a team building activity, or oh, great, now I need to step up and take charge. You might not necessarily want to always do that, right? Because we all have our own set of skills that we just get by with, right? But once we learn these new skills, then we don't have to worry so much that if we face a challenge similar to this in the future, we've already learned that skill, we've already learned that lesson. You might call it a karmic lesson or whatever. But, in regards to career, it's important to learn these lessons on working with others, even if we have different styles of working with people. There's a reason for that, okay? So critical makes fun of others. Nothing is ever good enough because you don't feel good enough. Harsh critiques keep others at distance and shut down possibility. Yeah, I mean, obviously you might have a boss that does that. You might have a coworker who does that. And again, it's like, well, that's their style, but that's not a great one, but it's their style. So if that's their style, then let them go in their lane, let them do what they're going to do, and you do your style and you do your stuff. Okay. And now let's take a look here at how you're going to use your magical gift of justice to resolve the problem, the situation. We have the Hanged Man. Okay, that's how you're going to resolve this, is with the Hanged Man. Okay, so or Hanged Woman here. So the Hanged Woman is an archetype of the mystic. The deeper you look, the more is revealed. The Shadow Witch moves on as she contemplates all she's seen and learned. It's all right, sweetie. She can't help but wonder what will come next. She doesn't walk far before hearing violin strings slicing through the forest with an eerie and uncanny tune. She arrives at a T-shaped fork in the path. A stunning immortal creature, a vampire, hangs before her like a signpost. The witch thinks the vampire is sleeping until this queen of the dead opens her eyes, which are as red as bloody October sunset, and hypnotizes the witch. A vampire woman is the hangman. The hangman is the mystic who sees everything from a different point of view. The inversion is the ability to see your situation and surroundings in a new way. This is why the hangman hangs like a traitor at the crossroads. Your personal crossroad, a choice, is implied by the T-shaped cross she hangs from. Crossroads are the gathering point of multiple possibilities and realities. They echo union and separation and are a place of convergence. crossroads are an entrance to the underworld guarded by Hecate, goddess and guardian of the underworld, who, like vampires, brings humans into dark netherworlds. On a simple level, the crossroad offers an opportunity to choose and foreshadow a meeting with the devil. The hanging spider, the weaver of stories, reminds us of the narratives we create. Perhaps it is time to plot a new story for our reversed perspective. The vampire hangs upside down, reflecting all that is supernatural. The vampire is the inversion of all things seemingly human and the essence of life amidst death. Vampires and mystics each possess supernatural abilities such as levitating, mind reading, longevity, and mortality. Immortality. Okay. The mystic does not swap day for night, good for bad, or right for wrong, like the myth of the vampire, but instead accepts the wholeness and interconnectedness of all things. The hangman asks you to examine your current situation from a new point of view. It is a moment of stasis, offering the opportunity of new vantage point. It is space for you to gather the strength, insight, and resources you need. The hangman appears like a signpost. Hold tight, things are about to get interesting. Okay? And that's correct with everything I just said, because things are about to get interesting. You're about to stir things up. You're about to get the pot stirring. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you want 10 of cups, you want Empress energy, you want to be the loving, nurturing person you're meant to be. You want the happily ever after with the rainbow and all the beautiful emotions and everything. But there's a process to getting there, right? And when you're thinking about your career, there's a process. So you're in that phase right now. So you're like hanging upside down a little bit, like kind of like, you know, it's a moment's pause, okay? Stillness, a sacrifice is made for the greater good of all involved. The world seen through a new set of eyes, revelation beheld, keep looking, excitement is afoot, okay? Deep mystical tendencies, contemplation, seeing the situation at hand from an entirely new point of view, cultivating depth in the present moment. Okay, so that's what you're doing right now, is you're like pausing and waiting for things to unfold. As they unfold, then you'll move forward. Because you already know who you're working with. You already got a sense of what these personalities are like. And now that you know who you're working with, you're like, now that I know who I'm working with, now I can apply my skills and the things that make me strong and make me a team player when I need to be a team player, or a leader when I need to be a leader. So you know when to step up and you know when to step back. And that's what makes the perfect balance. And it will help you adjust your work-life balance too, because now you know where you stand, right? So now you can work at the pace you're able to, and now you can also take a break when you need to. So you know where those two things go hand in hand. Hiding from the world, refusal to participate, inability to make choices, staying stuck out of fear, wanting others to do the work for you. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's going to be days when you just don't want to do things and you just don't feel like it. And there's going to be people you work with that are going to project that same energy onto you. But you know what? You have to just keep pushing forward, because that's going to ultimately lead you to your happily ever after, your 10 of cups, and your empress. Your empress is like, the perfect balance between like work and life, right? It's like she knows what's up. She knows what's up. And you're going to know what's up too. And your 10 of cups is that perfect, beautiful energy. This card reminds me of Outlander. Um, but anyways, I wonder if the artists ever watched that show. But anyways, so know that you are really, truly blessed, and you don't have to worry if you get in the hangman situation where you're like, oh, no, just take a step back and then just wait things out. That might freak you out at first, like, oh, wait, I have to take a step back. I'm not used to that. I'm used to always being in charge. You don't need to be in charge all the time, 24/7. You can take a step back and be like, someone else can be in charge for a second, and it gives you a break. And I feel like the energies that you're working with, either male, female, whatever it is, it's coming across as maybe like a feminine energy a little bit. It's you're knowing that you are taking a step back because this other energy has a role to play for a specific reason, and they need to play out their role just as much as you need to play out your role. So, you know, don't get freaked out if you see like, okay, it's not my turn to talk, or it's not my turn to do this. I gotta let someone else take charge. That's fine. Embrace it. That means you're in balance. That means you're in harmony with this equinox card here. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Libras. Love and light always. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful, wonderful month for September. Bye.